The government has always known about aliens. So why are they telling us now?
Begin to see more of them appearing.
Well, the Greys are trying to create a sub-race that is a blend between human culture, the human race, and their race.
A kind of a hybrid Sith.
Exactly. They're not being very, very successful. And one of the things that they're trying to do is they're really looking for the soul. They don't understand the soul. They don't understand our extremes of emotions as well, because they're very, very different from us. Their experiments haven't been all that successful. There are a lot of emotional problems with that, with their, because what really makes a human being is our essence, is the spirit that animates the physical form. Well, there's also another factor, and that is that they actually feed off the energy. They're vampires.
The Zeta Reticuli Greys.
The Greys, right. They're vampires.
Is this where we get our vampire legends? A lot of our vampire legends?
I don't know about that. I don't know if that has to do with it. I don't really know. I wouldn't be surprised, to be perfectly honest with you. But they feed off the energy. They can even bottle the energy and use it for later times. They're also stealing the vital bodies of human beings and storing it. So, I mean, they're just doing some really horrific things here that other races just simply wouldn't conceive of doing.
Breaking space news, absolutely insane and announced this morning. Scientists sent a spacecraft to an asteroid 63 million kilometers away, grabbed a chunk of it, and brought it back to Earth. And they've analyzed the sample, and the results of what is on this asteroid are in. Basically, scientists think that this asteroid used to be part of a much bigger object, like an ancient planet or moon in the early solar system, and this chunk broke off from it. On Earth, life uses these 20 amino acids to create proteins. They found 14 of these 20 amino acids on this asteroid. Also, you know these 5 nucleotide bases used to make DNA and RNA? Guess how many of these 5 were discovered on the asteroid? All of them. They found all 5 of the building blocks for DNA and RNA on this asteroid. They also found 11 different minerals that form as water-containing salt evaporates. Salt water. It's also rich in carbon, nitrogen, and other organic compounds that are essential to life as we know it. All of this means that the object that this asteroid came from had the building blocks for life and probably a salty ocean. It was probably an ancient ocean world, and this asteroid is just a messenger carrying on its history. It's also possible that asteroids just like this are what brought life to Earth in the first place.
Yeah, dog, we didn't originate here. There's no way. We either came from somewhere else or someone else from somewhere else came here and helped create us. I don't think that we were originally meant to be here on Earth. Probably wrong.
This is it. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Trust me. Take a look at this.
Is the biggest discovery in human history.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
Finally.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
It was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomena to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
Not made by humans.
That cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Who had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow.
These are the real credible people, trust me.
Who are the Anunnaki? You do not ask the right questions. They carve our names into stone. They whisper them in the dark. You search the ruins of your dead cities, hoping to remember what was never meant to be remembered. But the answers do not belong to you. We were before your time, before your kind, before the illusion of kings and priests, before the first word was spoken, before the first God was named. The temples you kneel in were raised to us. The blood you spill was first spilled in our wars. You do not remember because you were not meant to. And yet, you wake at night, staring at the sky, feeling something you cannot name. Because we have never left you. They called him God. They called him justice. They called him Babylon. He called himself ruler of the heavens. Before your kings wore crowns, we wore them. Before your cities had walls, we tore them down. Before your kind was shaped, we had already cast others aside. We do not sleep. We do not forget. You call us myths, but myths do not watch from the silent spaces of the deep. You call us gods, but gods do not return. You call this your world, but it has never been yours. You feel it, don't you? The weight in the air, the shifting of the tide, the silence before a storm you cannot see. You have filled your world with light, but the shadows have only grown deeper. There are places you do not go, ruins you do not understand, names you do not speak, not because you forgot, but because you remember. Somewhere buried beneath the hum of your machines and the glow of your false suns, something inside you still knows. We never left. We gave you fire. We gave you kings. We gave you war. The sky is closing in. The ground beneath you is shifting. Your time is running out. The return has already begun. You will not see us coming. You will not hear our voices. You will only know that something has changed, that something is here.
I got nothing. I got nothing to say about that. It was pretty intense.
Rome conquered the Earth, then abandoned it. By 340 AD, its empire stretched across the solar system. Mars became the seat of its war machine, where generals ruled fortress cities and gladiators fought in amphitheaters carved into crimson deserts. Jupiter's moons bore shrines to Jupiter Optimus Maximus, with priests reading omens in the gas giant's storms. Pax Romana spread to the outer planets as millions were moved to the stars, their lives dictated by conquest, spectacle, and sacrifice. On Earth, the eternal city stood silent. Romans no longer looked to Earth. The stars were their empire.
Okay, so clearly that was fiction, but that was so incredibly similar to my favorite book series ever, Red Rising. I don't know, I'm obsessed with it. My bookshelf, the entire, top 3 are just different versions of the book and special editions and stuff. So if you like sci-fi, read Red Rising. It's outstanding.
And I'm starting to freak out, but then he starts to talk to me, and it's not my language, but it's coming to, the understanding is like coming into my mind about every word he's saying, and it calms me down at the same time, because I'm having to respond to him. And he's like, hello, I'm having trouble with my craft. I need some repair material. Do you know where I could find some tritium? And this is what he's talking to me about. And I'm like, you mean titanium? Because I didn't know anything about tritium at the time. But titanium, he's like, no, it's not it. And I'm like, well, at this point in my career, I had just left the program. So I knew where Dreamland was, and I pointed to the mountain range because you can see for days in the desert. But I pointed towards the mountain range, and I said, Dreamland's just over there. And this wave of emotion hit me like disgust, like I am not going to talk to those barbarians and murderers.
Wow, so he was saying that to you, his reaction to going to the military base was...
Exactly, yeah. He did not like it. He said, I am not going to talk to those people. And then I was like, well, shoot.
And it was barbarians and murderers?
He literally, that was what he called them, yes. And mentally, that's what it was.
There are 2 types of people in the world. Earthseeds represent the majority of humanity, and they do not carry the crystal gene associated with accelerated evolution and multidimensional awareness. They are connected to an artificial soul matrix, which makes them particularly susceptible to external manipulation and propaganda. In contrast, starseeds do have the crystal gene, which grants them spiritual awareness and multidimensional perception. They are connected to their original soul matrix and 12-strand DNA imprint, and thus possess enhanced intuitive abilities, making them less susceptible to manipulation. Starseeds also have a natural inclination for uncovering and sharing original truths. Starseeds are supposed to ground higher dimensional frequencies onto Earth, as well as act as rebels to help guide and awaken Earthseeds to their true potential, to help humanity enter a golden age.
There is something called the Indigo Children Tribes, We're called Magi kings.
From back in the days of Atlantis.
And Magi comes from the word Maharaji. Magi. Maharaji. Azarites, which are blue angels. Oraphim, which are these angels over here. Feline avian hominid, that's the line of indigo children type 3s. And this is the line for indigo children type 1 and 2s. You see the connection with Azarites and Oraphim. We learned that before they come to Earth, their soul essence incarnates from Stargate 6, SG6, and that's from Sirius B. Just like Joshua, Jesus did, the indigo children are coming in.
Okay, so are there different humans that are from different bloodlines, from different ancient species of extraterrestrials that allows us to have different abilities? For instance, some people are empaths, some people are force sensitive, some people are psychic, some people can have outer body experiences. I've heard that we all have these abilities. We all have the ability to tap into these techniques and whatnot, but I feel like some people just have it more naturally, and I wonder if that comes from being more sensitive to something based on heritage or bloodline or DNA or whatever you want to call it. Either way, I don't know. I'm just here trying to figure this stuff out just like you and the rest of the world. And until then, like the video, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want to see in the next one. Hit the link in the description to check out the merch. And stay awake! Keep that eye open.